You fucking idiots. Okay, bombshell. So Roe v. Wade, the constitutional right to an abortion, has been overturned. I told everyone that I would fight for women's rights until the end. Does that stop here? No. I can imagine that women across the country are afraid. The right to get an abortion, a guarantee that if a birth could kill you, or if you got raped and got pregnant from that rape, that you can get the pregnancy undone, is gone. Does that mean abortion has been banned? No. What it does mean is that the gates are open for states to decide whether or not they want to ban the abortion procedure in any capacity, whether that be 15 weeks, 12 weeks, 10 weeks, 6 weeks, or completely. Also frightening is Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas calling for the reconsideration of Griswold v. Connecticut, which is the constitutional right to a contraceptive, Lawrence v. Texas, which protects homosexual relationships, and Obergefell v. Hodges, which is the constitutional right to same-sex marriage. You want to know what the first thing I thought of when I first read the headlines on Roe v. Wade being overturned was? You know how after a pro-choice Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg died, and she said that she didn't want to be replaced until after the 2020 election was decided, and then slimeball President Trump went and installed conservative pro-life judge Amy Coney Barrett literally a week and a half before the election, couldn't wait the fucking 11 days. And yet Biden, a year and a half into his first term, still hasn't excised the illegitimately installed justice, and at any point he and his Democratic lapdogs could have stepped in and stopped Roe v. Wade from being overturned, but chose not to. I mean, if Trump could just ignore RBG's wishes and fire people left, right, and center and replace them with yes men, why the fuck hasn't Biden fired ACB? I'll tell you why. It's because Democratic leadership is a fucking joke. Instead, Biden sits in the Oval Office just going, "This is a sad day for America. Everybody in November vote for pro-choice politicians. We're gonna bring Roe v. Wade back." Sure. Today's a sad day for America, but what's going to be even sadder is on November 8th when people hit the polls and still take either party seriously. The Democrats are nothing but a bunch of liars and cowards, and the Republicans are theocrats and incels. Plain and simple. Biden and his administration, after having betrayed the working class, have now betrayed women. So much for malarkey. That's a bunch of malarkey. This whole time it's been nothing but malarkey, Biden. The Trump administration was nothing but malarkey, but what are you bringing to the table other than ending COVID maybe a year earlier than if Trump won? Under your administration, workers' rights have continued to deteriorate, inflation has risen, price gouging has put the working class in a death grip, gas prices have risen, all while wages remain the same. I would ask what your administration has done to help the working class and how it has helped the working class rebuild after the pandemic, but all your administration has done is harm the working class, and to such an extent that job opportunities are practically non-existent, especially for high school graduates such as myself, forcing working class members to either stick with a job they hate for the foreseeable future, or if they have been fired, they're suffering and not receiving benefits while their bills take up the vast majority of what they have left, and it won't be until long after their money has run out that they finally have something figured out. The working class hate their jobs and are barely paid enough to take care of their bills because the currency is being devalued, but wages are stagnant, whilst the unemployed are just getting completely, totally, utterly destroyed, with the job search soul-crushing as all there is truck driver, electrician, department team lead, or anything that's either too stressful or they don't qualify. But now your administration goes and takes the right to abortion away. As a Marxist, I believe that outlawing abortion at 28 weeks is perfectly acceptable, as that is the period of viability in which the fetus can survive outside of the womb. The vast majority of abortions take place before 13 weeks, with a whopping 1% taking place after 21 weeks. Coupled with that fact is the fact that the rate of abortions is at a lower point than in 1973 when Roe v. Wade was first passed. If someone kills a woman that's 28 weeks pregnant and the baby dies as a result, 2 counts of murder is 100% justified. If someone were to murder a woman that's just 6 weeks pregnant, then obviously no, only 1 count of murder is needed. Why? Because the fetus isn't even technically alive at this point. Conservatives are quick to point out the heartbeat that comes at 6 weeks, but as I've argued time and time again on behalf of science, that is only a fluttering in the region in which the heart will eventually begin to develop. It isn't even until the end of the first trimester when neurons and synapses begin to form. For some of you not so bright bulbs out there, that's about 12 weeks. and it's still long before the baby can survive outside of the womb. The fetus is still just an embryo until about the 10th week, but none of this really matters. For the conservatives, it's about control. That's all it is. They like to pretend that it's about life, but it's all about control, specifically control over women. And the people who are sincerely justifying outlawing abortion through their religion, which is more than likely to be Christianity, not only are they doing liberal democracy wrong, but they're doing Christianity wrong. First Amendment of the United States Constitution states that Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, meaning that religion cannot be used to justify public policy. But even if an abortion ban is protected by Christian rule, it would be in violation of any religion that promotes abortion. The supposed Christians are also not practicing Christianity in good faith, as the Bible does not directly discourage abortion. Numbers 5:11-31 states that a woman that has engaged in adultery must submit to a purity test in which she must abort her fetus. Deuteronomy 28:18-53 states that for disobeying God, a curse shall be put on the fruit of the womb. 2 Kings 15:16 states that King Menahem of Israel attacked Tifsah and burned the city to the ground, ripping open pregnant women in the process. Matthew 24:19 states that Jesus would not treat pregnant women with any special concern during the end times. God and Jesus do not sound very pro-life to me. Even if the debate on the legality of abortion had anything to do with life, the people calling for the outlawing of abortion are the same people justifying the Palestinian genocide. They're the same people defending the greenhouse gas industry. They're the same people that refuse to act on COVID. They're the same people that put the interests of the bourgeoisie ruling class above the interests of the working class. They're the same people arguing against raising the wage, and they are the reason that I cannot take the term pro-life seriously. Because for some reason, conservatives care far more about life inside the womb than life outside the womb. The conservatives don't actually care who lives or dies, all they care about is control. Meanwhile, all the Democrats offer is a status quo or cowardice. Even during a Democratic administration in the Oval Office, House and Senate, they still let the Republicans walk over them. The ratchet no longer tries to go left, but instead just goes slower to the right than when the Republicans are in office. Women in this country need a comforting voice, and they will find that comforting voice in Marxism. I suppose I shall leave it on that. Ladies and gentlemen, if you like this video, please be sure to click thumbs up, share the video far and wide, leave your thoughts in the comments below. Are you a woman? What was your immediate reaction to Roe v. Wade being overturned? Do you think this is the end of abortion rights, or do you have faith that Roe v. Wade can be saved? Are you planning on voting for pro-choice politicians in November, or like me, are you done wasting your time on the Democrats? Tell me about it in the comments below, and pretty please also be sure to subscribe and click the bell, because I just know that there are conservatives hiding in my audience that are gonna see this and go, abortion is murder, and unsubscribe, but it's cool because I don't want those creeps calling themselves fans of mine anyways. But anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon for another video. Bye guys.